Looks like everything is working. It's all good. Hello, hello, and welcome. All right, so for today, I know we've been working, or I've been working a lot on cosplays lately. So for today, I thought to switch it up and get back to some painting. Um, that was my initial thought this weekend to continue working on painting. So just gonna stick with that. Yeah. And also too, I'm kind of at a weird stopping point of all my cosplays and especially the cosplay horns. So, um a lot of the next steps are like outside or not very interesting. So, I'm going to work on some painting. Yeah, as you probably recognize, I'm doing the little chibis, back to chibi artwork, and I'm going to continue working on Miss Karma right over here. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's Win. Hi, Win. How you doing? Gonna put this painting aside for just a minute, and I'm gonna bring forward my paint palette. And for the next step, I'm gonna need blue and orange, which has all dried up, so I need to remix it. Hey, and it's Isaac. Hi, Isaac. How you doing? Good. I'm glad you're doing good, Win. I'm also doing pretty good. I don't know what it was about this morning. This morning just went really fast. Like, I got up pretty early. Well, not like super insanely early, but early enough to get some sanding done outside, working on the cosplay horns some more. And then just working on that. And I don't know where the day even went. All of a sudden, then just got ready. Before I knew it, it was like already like time to stream. I'm happy to get back to this painting though. It feels like a long time since I have worked on it, so I'm happy to get back to it. I didn't have the chance either to mix up all my colors, so I'm mixing up all the necessary colors, and it looks like I need more French ultramarine because the Teku colors, as you all know, is nice royal blue and bright orange. So need to make that nice royal blue. Aw, thank you, Win. Thank you for the sub. Aw, Win, that means a lot. Thank you. I'm glad you like enjoying the stream and enjoying seeing the different painting process, and I'm happy that you're here every time. So thank you, Win. Nice, 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 Isaac, making some tacos. Isaac, what kind of tacos are you making? You, yes, actually, Isaac, I could go for some tacos anytime. Especially like with some chips and salsa and guacamole. And of course, some margarita. All of it. Nacho cheese chicken tacos. Ooh. That sounds very rich. That sounds very, very, very cheesy. Aw, you're welcome, Win. Well, thank you. Alrighty. I think we're good on mixing up the Teku colors here. Put that aside. And bring this one forward. And I figured out the magical placement for this. I think right here is good. Earlier when I was setting up, I'm like, I don't want to be figuring it out during the stream. How do I place this? And there's fuzzies. Since I do the animal ears, the fuzzies get everywhere. Oh, really, really spicy. That sounds good, Isaac. Spicy tacos, spicy burritos. It all sounds good. And I'm just going to add a little bit of turpentine to my paint to kind of loosen it up a bit. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot how small these details are. I don't know why. All of a sudden I got here and I'm like, I'm gonna need a really tiny brush. I think I forgot for 2 seconds how small I drew everything. Oh no, you're sick, Win. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh, Win, I hope you feel better soon. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, it sucks to get sick. Aww. Oh my gosh. Ghost pepper hot sauce. Oh my gosh. Isaac, that sounds very spicy. Ghost pepper hot sauce. And Win, I think that would be a cool opportunity. I think that would be really cool if Karma's VA came to a con. I kind of messed up on sketching her arm a little bit, so I gotta remix the background here. If I can remember which blues I used. I think I used French Ultramarine. And I'm trying to remember if I mixed a little bit of that. It's like that teal blue color. I think I did. See, that's the tricky part with painting. Gotta remember. Yeah, I think that's what I did. It's like, how did I mix these colors? What did I do? Digital art, you just like point over the area and you're like, that color. And then the digital pen's like, okay. You want that color? I'm like, yes. Painting, so much different. And sure, it looks very one-dimensional right now, but I will be adding shadows and highlights. This is only the first layer. And later I'll be adding in more shadows and highlights. Hey, it's Nacho! Hi, Nacho! How you doing? Look, I'm working on the Accelerator chibies. I'm getting back to some Accelerator fan art. Yay! Ooh. Yeah, Nacho, Isaac's making us all tacos. Maybe I should do a painting of some tacos sometime. That might be a fun little still life to do. Everyone seems to really love the food paintings. So, Nacho, how you doing? How's work going? Hope all is going good. Oh my gosh. Isaac, that would be really, really hot sauce. if it was so hot that it gave you flame powers or fire powers, my gosh. That would be some very hot, hot sauce. I don't know if I could handle that kind of heat. Mm, kind of almost seeing this drawing looks a little off. I noticed when I drew them, some of the like proportions are slightly off. And yeah, her leg should almost, I think I'm gonna have to come into some correction. So like when a person stands, what's going on here is that the like basically the back of the neck and the spine, it goes straight down and lines up with the ankle. So where the neck is, it should be a straight line down to the ankle of where the foot, like where the person is putting all their weight on it. And yeah, these are chibis, so they kind of have like different proportions. They're very floaty, but there are some things to keep in mind that like I do take into account like for realism. That's why so much in art realism's like the basis. Like once you know realism, you can kind of go to any form of art form and go off and do your own thing. And I was like, why does this leg kind of look weird? Um, because in the position she's in, she's not like sitting or anything. She's not like floating. Well, she is floating, but it looks like the center of the ankle should be right there. So I think once I correct this, it's so funny with things like this. Sometimes I don't even notice until I'm like started painting them. And I'm gonna blend in with some orange so it doesn't look so patchy and weird. Gotta clean that brush. I got orange on it. There we go. So I'm just going to reposition her leg. Put the center of the ankle where that dot is. And that should be better. It's so funny. Everyone has like big feet in this universe except for Karma. She has like, she's the only one with like tiny, dainty feet. There we go. See, now that looks, oh my gosh, so much better. Now it's corrected. You know what, Isaac? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I would be the queen of the fire fairies. Absolutely. I accidentally made the stripe go all the way down to her shoes, which is not the case. When painting this small, it's all about like the super tiny little adjustments. There we go. And I want a slightly darker blue to kind of shadow the boots, but I don't want it to be the same exact color that's on the pant leg stripe. And I need to fix that other leg. Now that I fixed this one, the other one's ever so slightly off. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Win. I mean, there's still a long way to go. I mean, especially that I have only like 3 out of the many chibis, and it's just the first layer, too. There's reasons why these things are usually digital. Still not looking exactly how I want it to. Still going back and forth on making adjustments. There we go. Okay, it's starting to come together. For a second, I was sorry that I fell silent. I was like really concentrating, trying to figure this out. I'm like, how am I gonna solve this? Sometimes I'm like, what is going on? Sometimes it takes me a minute to be like, wait, here we go. I got it. I don't know why this pose is tripping me up so bad. It's not even that hard of a pose. Dancing dinosaurs. Yes. When I like the dancing dinosaurs. There we go. Okay. I think I'm getting to where I like it better. Had to adjust a few things. And sometimes that's how it is in painting, you know? It's just like little adjustments here and there till you get it where you like it. That's also how, like, why it takes so much time. It's all little details. Oh yeah, she has blue gloves too. Yeah, I will admit, I am having fun with these little guys. I am. Yeah, I realize actually how much concentration the tiny details are taking. I was like, oh, it's easy. I could talk and narrate, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, this is taking a lot of concentration. It's all good though. But also try to think of a painting I've done that didn't take a whole lot of concentration for me to do. Alright. Gotta flip over my napkin. It's already super dirty. And just think, I just started too. Gonna blend this out. And then for the shoulder pads, they are orange. So I know the shoulders look so weird at first. Like just empty holes. This is actually just reminding me that I need to get back to work on my Karma cosplay. I've been working so hard on other projects that she's kind of taken back burner a little bit. But I do want to get back to her. And technically on these sleeves, and the cuffs of the sleeves is orange too, but kind of did a blue already because I was trying to get the shape of her arms right. So that looks like that'll have to wait until it dries. You're good. You're good. When yeah, the Teku colors is blue and orange. Hey, good job, Win. Good job winning the little star game. All right, so now for her shirt. I don't know why, but my phone buzzing just spooked me. I jumped. And it's not important information. It's just the socials. Let's see what's going on. Socials. Okay. Yeah, I will look at it later. Right now it's painting time. Tiny, tiny details. I know, such small details. Like not even breathing as I'm doing some of these. So is anyone else working on any projects right now? Is anyone creating alongside me? Feel like sharing any projects? All right, there she is. Yay! There's Karma. All right, what color am I gonna do for the mouth? Let's see. Do I have some pinks? Maybe I'll take a bit of white, some permanent rose, burnt sienna, Let's see what I can make here. I'll show you what I'm doing. Aw, thank you, Win. Thank you. Hopefully you find your painting. I really hope that your painting turns up, Win. I really do. I feel really bad it still hasn't been returned. It's out there somewhere. I hope so. I hope it turns up for you. I really do. I hope someone returns it. And I still have a little bit of the skin color left on my palette that is still amazingly enough a little somewhat almost not totally dry. So, which I don't know how that is like not all dried up, but just enough to do the top part here. A little too light, but it's only the first layer and I'll blend it in. Maybe is this one here? I'm like looking at my kind of skin tones, fleshy tones on my palette, and there's still some that are still good, shockingly enough. Trying to mix them to match her skin tone there. And that would be cool to finish up this little chibi here. And there we go. So first layer on Miss Karma here. Alrighty. So now, moving down the line, I'll flip it around so she's not upside down. And there we go. Yeah, I think she's looking pretty cute. Good for first layer. Yes, there's still a lot of details to be made, but it's only color blocking just first layers, so those will all come later, especially the details in the jacket, which I think will honestly just turn out to be lines. And then going down the line, now it is Kurt who's up next. There we go. Eee! I'm gonna look for a reference photo just to make sure that they get all the details in the right places. Where is he? There we go. Oh, thank you, Win. Thank you. As adorable as she can be. There we go. That's the magical place? I guess that's the magical place. Alright, so you know what? Well, let's start with his hair. And I already have black mixed, but I don't have any like gray. And it's kind of just black hair, so I think I'm gonna add some blue to it to kind of give his hair a bit more dimension. I could do brown. I'm gonna do blue this round because he's all like wearing blue and that kind of stuff, so. Mr. Kurt Wild. Gonna start with his spiky hair. I actually just used the same blue black that I used for Karma's jacket over there. I think I added a little too much turpentine to it. It's a little too watery. Running a bit like watercolors, which I don't really want. But oh well, I'll make it work. This right here is the face of about to rage bait his brother for the 15th time today. That's what that face is right there. I really like drawing these chibis because I feel like I kind of get to draw the personality more than like how a person looks. Like I really get to capture their personality in the chibi form, which I have a lot of fun playing with that element in illustration. I'm gonna make a slightly lighter gray, not too light because I don't want it to be like looking like his hair is gray. I'm just looking for more like dimension. Dimension and separation of spikes. There we go. Hey, it's Midnight. Hi, Midnight. How you doing? Sorry if you were sitting here Midnight for a little bit. Like, hey, I'm here. Hello. I got like really into painting these hair spikes. Yeah, well, it's good to see you here, Midnight. I'm glad you stopped by to say hi. Oh, and I see someone else is here. Is it Angry Papa Pug? Angry Papa Pug, thank you. Yeah, I work on a whole mixture of different art. And often I use very traditional mediums in not like I use a traditional medium in not a traditional way. So like making these chippies today. Uh Oil paint traditional, but drawing in chibi form, typically you see that just digital, so I like testing the boundaries there. Good, I'm glad you're doing good, Midnight. No, Angry Papa Pug? You haven't worked with oils? Oils are fun. What uh Angry Pug, what is your normal medium do you like to work with? If you are to paint, what would you choose to paint with? Like acrylics, watercolor, tempera, or maybe none of the above? Maybe colored pencil, pastels, digital. Yeah, oils are fun. They're definitely their own thing. A lot of people see them and they think, "Oh, it's going to be a lot like acrylic," but it's actually not cuz it dries so slowly. And also too there's a lot of layers involved, like buildup of layers. A lot of people think, "Oh, it's kind of like acrylic where you can just do kind of everything all at once." Um and not this case. So I'm still in the first layer of this one. Details and that kind of stuff will come later. I find if I try to do like everything at once with oils, it all gets like very muddled very quickly, especially highly detailed stuff like this. But I definitely recommend giving it a try, especially if you do like to paint. Oh, gouache and watercolor. That's so cool. That's awesome. Gouache is fun. I have not played with watercolor paints in such a long time, but I swear it's like if you're a watercolor artist and you've only done the palette like watercolors and the little dry pucks, and then you go to gouache, it's like you don't even want to go back to the little pucks. Oh my gosh, Midnight. You and the cursed ships. How do you Midnight Square? How do you find such curse like fan fiction ships? Oh my gosh. What is your algorithm? And I mean that in the most joking way possible. But for real, what is that algorithm to get such things? Yep. Very, very true, angry Papa Pug. Very true. Yeah, gouache, you can like make it, obviously it's like a type of watercolor. But but you can make it look like, I've seen people do multiple layers and it somewhat looks like acrylic. It's super cool. Here we go. And I'm just going around blending the edges. Best time to, I like blending my edges with a flat brush like this. I have many shapes, but this teeny flat brush is, oh my gosh, so nice when it comes to things like this. And now onto his jacket. His jacket's a base of blue, but it has like all these like details of black, white, and orange. And I think what I'm gonna do is just do majority of it blue and then go back in later to add in all the details on the second layer, rather than trying to go get the proper shape and all that kind of stuff. Get the shapes right, all that. I rather just like color block this. I think it'd be way easier. And we'll see how much I can get done today. I don't think I'll get done with Kurt necessarily, but I'm gonna try. You know what? If I can get everything done, like his whole outfit and all that, I would be very happy. If I could get his outfit and maybe the goggles done, yeah, I would be happy. That's so cool, Angry Papa Pig. That's awesome. I like to have another creative person in the chat. That is so cool. I'm all here for creative people and everyone sharing what they like to make. I like hearing other artists' processes and what they like to do. Oh wow. You do knitting, wood carving, basket weaving, soap making. You are like a jack of all trades. That is so cool. I love it. Yes, I think that's super cool. I also too relate so much. Like I just do like so many different forms of painting, styles, cosplay, all that kind of stuff. And I find it so hard to find one passion because there's so many forms of art that it's like, oh, that looks like so much fun to create. Looks fun to learn. Good for you, Angry Papa Pig. That is awesome. Keep creating. And thank you for sharing too. That is super, super cool. Aw, I'm sorry, Win, that you're not feeling well. That sucks. Hopefully you feel better soon. Win, drink some tea. It'll make you feel better. Especially like a good herbal tea. Those are good. And it's more like Kurt's outfit is it's like a racing suit. So it's just all one piece. I know it looks like his what is going on? Oh, okay. It's totally cool. All right. I saw another notification and I was like, what's going on? Just socials. There we go. Yay. Did I miss a message? Oh no, Win. I'm sorry. Uh, Win, what message did I forget? I'm sorry when I'm scrolled up. Oh no, Win, I have not started digital art. I did start drawing, but it's like on my iPad, but I'm like just tracing my previous paintings because I got the idea to start making coloring books. I don't know if it'll actually turn into anything. So I'm just like basically I'm not really drawing. I'm tracing over my actual my art. Um I mean, I guess you could say I started drawing, but I want to say I kind of didn't because it's just tracing. It is very peaceful though. The glassy texture is still throwing me off. I can't seem to get rid of this like shakiness that is weird, that I don't like. So I often get frustrated. Because like I'll draw like a line, like do something smooth like I just did here with the brush. But then I try to go on digital to do it and it looks like blah, blah, blah. And I don't like it. I'm like, no. I'm like, why does it look so shaky? Stop being hypersensitive. So, so no, not really. I just got the idea of I saw another artist turn all her artwork into a coloring book. Actually, I saw one and I got inspired, and then now I've been seeing more and more artists do it. And it's easy for the digital artists because they just take away all the layers except the top one, which was all the outlines, and then boom, they have their image. Um, Obviously with me, can't do that. So I've been going back and I've been tracing my artwork. Again, I don't know if there's really a real demand to make a coloring book. I'm just making a couple of pages right now. I might post about it later, see if it gets any attraction. See if I actually do something with it. I don't know. Maybe if enough people seem interested in me to make a coloring book. I like coloring books personally. I think they're fun. I think they're really relaxing. Oh, okay. Thank you, Midnight, for the friend request. I'll definitely look at it later. Thank you, Midnight, for letting me know because I've been really bad lately on keeping up with messages, and I feel like I try not to fall into this pattern of getting super bad at answering messages, but I just I don't know. I keep falling into like just not answering people and I feel really bad. Well, no, I answer everyone. I do. Eventually. Ah. I'm just not locked into my social media. I go on the app and I post and I get off. I just and then I start working on art and then put my phone aside. So I am very sorry, anyone, if I'm like super late to answering messages. I swear I see them. I'm not ignoring you. I will get to them. It's just gonna, it's gonna take me a minute. Alright, and then his racing suit is a bit open. So I'm gonna. There's a t shirt underneath. Up there. And what else? I got a mosquito bite. Oh no! Oh, that really sucks, Midnight Square. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you got bug bites. Aw. Yeah, don't itch those. It'll just make worse of a bobo. You know what always helps me is that Benadryl cream, and that always helps soothe the bug bites. Aw, thank you, Win. Oh, Win, trust me, a long time ago, I also really wanted to learn how to do digital art, and I have so many digital art books. Trust me, what my mental block of what digital art is versus traditional, digital art can't do anything. Like it's not the digital art fault. It's the my mental block is the glassy texture of the iPad. Which you can't, yes, you can get screen covers that like feel like paper, but it's not just the texture, it's the bounce back, which you can't do anything about. Like that bounciness of like the canvas and that kind of stuff, the pushback. This not having this texture and then not having like, and even those glass covers, it's not like um it's still not completely like paper, even though it gives like a texture rather than glass. um but even then it is it's like a mental block on me. Everything else about it pretty much makes sense to me. If there was a way to make the glassy texture of the iPad bounce back, um, and make the pen not so freaking hypersensitive, I might I would be able to like compute, like I understand the concept of layers, I understand the concept of rendering. Um, would any of mine turn out very good? No, because I have a lot of knowledge, but just not a lot of experience. But I bet if I gave it time, I would be able to figure it out. I just understand it all very conceptually. So, and I mean, the layering system is not that different from traditional art. It's just the only thing in traditional art is that you have to wait for the paint to dry. And on digital, there is no drying. Nothing dries on digital. You just have to make a new layer, which is basically means, oh, the layer dried. um, yeah, no. So thank you for offering your art books, but trust me, I'm good. I know that those art books can't help me with what my issue is. And I know no one can. It's almost like you're trying to do watercolor and then you get mad that all the colors run. And then you're like, why is all the colors running? Why can't it be exact and precise? It's like, because you're working with watercolor. Could you imagine if someone's like, this paint of the watercolor is so watery, it flows everywhere, and then they get mad? It's like, well, yeah. Try acrylic, you'll be fine. Oh my god. Evil Leia, you are funny. But that is very dramatic, Evil Leia. It's not gonna bounce back that much, even though I know you're just making jokes. So dramatic. You're good. Kurt's suit looks so weird right now. It's like he has this weird collar in a blue suit. I swear when I'm done with it, it won't look like this. It won't look as awkward. He kind of looks like he's dressed up for some unpopular event. Hey, you know what they say about art? Trust the process. Just trust the process. It'll all be good. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, that would not be good. We don't need faulty batteries on any electronics. Those are, you're right, Evolea. Those are no joke for sure. Alrighty, Midnight Square. You have a good lunch. Go eat something tasty. Midnight Square, what is for lunch, by the way? I'm curious. Because Isaac shared with us that he's having tacos. I'm curious what you're having now. Possibly also tacos? That would be a very funny coincidence. So adorable. Look how cute he is. He's turning out adorable. They're all turning out adorable. I don't know, Midnight Square. What should you have for lunch? I don't know. What sounds good? What food you got around you? Sounds good. You can make a sandwich quietly. I think that sounds good. Yeah, Midnight, go make yourself a sandwich. Oh no, not the spam calls. Ugh, that sucks when. Ugh, those spam calls can go away. I wonder with the spam calls how many people they have to call before they actually get real business. I'm curious. There we go. Almost done with his racing suit. Almost done. I think you're right. When it takes hundreds of calls before it actually someone picks up, it's like, what? Probably. I'm actually really, really happy to get back to work on this piece. It's been a little bit, been a while. About time I get back to work. And you know what? It also feels good to be back to work stream, like painting on the stream too. I know I've been working a lot on cosplays and all that, which has been good. All of a sudden it got really dark and muddy all of a sudden. Hold on, let me bring it all back. Hmm. So right now his hand looks like a microphone. And I'm trying to make it look like an actual hand. But I might have to wait until the second layer to make more like defining features. There we go. Okay. It's not the best or the prettiest hand, but I think it's good enough for right now. At least it looks kind of like a hand, kind of, roughly. Gosh, it's so tricky because I don't really have like a reference photo for this pose. So I'm just like, ah. This is what happens when you draw right from your head and no reference pose or no reference picture. This is why I always like recommend some kind of reference photo. Because see, things like this happen and I'm like, why did it happen? You know what I think is wrong? I think when I was painting this elbow dropped down, which completely threw me off. So this arm right up here is right. This is wrong because it's supposed to be more like this. Ah, I see it now. I see it now, and I'm gonna correct it. I'm like, I understand my mistake. And that arm goes like that. But then that goes a little bit higher like that. Not drop down so much. See? Alright, there we go. Now it's looking better. It's looking correct again. Also why I like oil paint is because like I can make little mistakes and then I can just kind of like blend them in, kind of erase them. There we go. Again, not perfect, but it's only the first layer. And just think, this is just the color blocking phase. I didn't even get to the detailed stuff, which is going to take even longer. This is the fast-paced stuff right here. What time is it, by the way? Oh, okay. We're good on time. We are plenty good. I have both tea and coffee today with me. Because I needed double. Yeah, no, we don't need Curdle muddy and not making sense. That is, you were right, Win. I know, right? No little mistakes. It's all good. Yep, this is definitely the face of someone who has just rage baited his brother for the 15th time today. Yup, 100%. There we go. Alright, so I think his suit is honestly in a good place right now, at least. Yes, there's a lot of details missing, but I think it's okay for today. I'm gonna now move on to his goggles, which actually I should probably, I'm gonna make like a deeper orange. So my favorite to make dark orange, because orange is not a color like how most are, where you can just add a bit of black to it and it darkens it. It'll actually turn to like a really ugly gray. So what I like to do here, I'll show you. I'll show you as I'm mixing up some dark orange for the shadows. There we go. So here's the orange. I don't have much orange left on my palette. What I like to do is I like to add in a little bit of burnt sienna, and that makes like a dark orange. Depending on what kind of orange you're working with, sometimes I'll add in a little bit of red, and then that red will blend into the shadow. But in this case, I'm not going for something super, super intense like red, because I'm going to leave all those colors like to the Metal Maniacs. So I'm going with something a little bit softer and just the goggle color. So a little bit of burnt sienna mixed in with the orange makes a really nice shadow for that orange. I'm glad you got the popcorn win. There we go. Got some popcorn. Doing good. See, today's just a good relaxing day. Just not being afraid, going right in with that orange. Now, orange is naturally pretty transparent of a color, so I'm gonna have to probably do like multiple layers of this more than the others. Especially, I do want it to have that reflective kind of look to it, because I mean, they are goggles. My brush is all like, it got turpentine. I must have dipped it in turpentine and it got all over the handle. And I'm like, what the? And I'm gonna soften up the edges right here in the background, looking a little too harsh. Want it to look a bit softer. Dancing dinosaurs. So cute. And as you notice, I have a little floating star right here. That's part of like the little expression. It'll make more sense when it's all done, I promise. I have ideas. Ideas, ideas, lots of ideas. Just trying to blend this background. Hopefully it doesn't become too shiny with the turpentine. It shouldn't though. Part of me wonders if I should all outline these chippies in white to kind of give them like a sticker kind of look. I did that with my Zodiacs, and I do like the look. I think it's kind of cute, but I'm debating it if it's necessary for this painting. Like, do I want that sticker look? Do I just want the cutesy cartoony? I'm not quite sure, but right now, this stage of doing the first layer is kind of the time to decide if I um, do an outline. Because then I can, if it goes over any of the areas, I just found out it was a lot easier to include the outline with this first layer. I learned that from doing all my Zodiac chippies. I tried all different ways. I tried doing the outline as the first thing before any painting at all. I tried it as the very last thing to do in between layers, and I have found that No, they all look the best if it's first layer, white outline, then second layer, outlines, details, that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. What do you all think? What do you all think I should do? Do you think I should like put a white outline on them? Make it more like a sticker kind of vibe? Obviously, I won't get to it today. I probably won't do it until like all the characters are done. Like their all their first layers are done. But oh, really? That's so cool. When I bet that dancing dino's adorable. It is a great little emote. There we go. There's skirt looking as cool as ever. Alrighty, and then for the pupils, I'm actually going to mix a newer color of black and burnt umber and a bit of white. Why I'm not using the blue black that I just mixed is because I want it to look like it's a part. The glasses I'm already painting with all the oranges. So if I all of a sudden put blue on top, it's going to give the illusion that something is on top of the glasses, not underneath or apart. So I have to change the colors a bit, mix them up. Or I'm not changing the colors. I'm just I'm not using what I have on the palette, which I always try to do, especially with things like this where I'm like mixing so many different colors, and I try to avoid having like a million of them. So I'm like, oh, what can I reuse? Go. And there, I'm gonna add shine to the eye later, as another layer, just not right now, because those are smaller details that I want to, like, you can still see canvas underneath that orange, you can still see the pencil like smudges, and I definitely want that orange to be solid. And if I add in tiny details now, I'm just gonna be all covered up again, so not worth. It's worth just to wait. Wait for it to dry. There we go. Yeah, he looks cool. And you know what? Since I do have that black, I'm going to put it here. Use that kind of brown. There we go. And it just looks like a black blob, right? So actually, I'm gonna go and use that orange to make a shadow. Make some, or not a shadow, derpity derp derp derp. Make a highlight of the band of the glasses. Kind of blend it in there. We have a little bit of time left. Not much. I know. I'm sorry, Win. I'm sorry. I know time goes by so fast. I can't believe like 2 hours just went just like that. um, you know what? While I still have a couple of minutes, I'm going to at least draw on Kurt's very iconic eyebrows. Super expressive eyebrows. And then I'll call the stream there. So I didn't get time to like do any like skin tones or anything, but hey, that's okay. And then since the goggles are kind of transparent, I'm going to make them look like they're peeking out from the other side very lightly. And then there we go. His super iconic eyebrows. You know what? Since I'm here, I'm gonna just do the little star. I have some orange. It'll be like yellow, but I'm just going to do a base first to start off so it doesn't look like this weird little unpainted blob. So you can all see my little vision of what it'll be. Just flipping over my napkin. Yeah, I'm definitely having a lot of fun with this piece. I think honestly, what takes so long and what is the challenge is how small these little brush strokes have to be. I know chibis are just fun. Alrighty, there we go. I'll turn them around. No longer upside down. Scooch that over. And there we go. Oh, wait. There we go. There we are. Yeah, I think it turned out really, really good. I like how these two are turning out. I like how all of them are turning out. I think they're all turning out super cute. Um, yeah, I'm just having fun. I think, yeah, so that's it for today's stream. Thank you everyone for watching and sticking around, hanging out. Aw, thank you, Win. Thank you. Yeah, it was a good stream. It was a lot of fun. It was fun. And it feels so good to be getting back to this piece. I've been wanting to create this for a really long time. So I'm happy that I get to. Um so thank you everyone for today. Next week on Tuesday I will be back. Not entirely sure what I'll be working on, but probably this painting. Depends on where the horns are right at the moment, and where my ears are at. I'll still continue making the foam horns, making the ears. I want to get back to working on my Karma cosplay, so I'll be working on that too. So where I'll be with my projects on Tuesday, I'm not sure. Most likely I'll work on this continue working on this painting though. I think that'll be a good thing to work on the stream. Thank you, Win, and thank you. Thank you for all that you do and always supporting me. Well, that is that for today, and I will see you all next week where I'll continue painting. Alrighty, bye for now. Have a good one. Bye.